Yeah, hi. Alrighty, folks, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your late night AEW Dynamite review. We got a bunch of things to talk about. Definitely talking about Dynamite, the whole stupid, that Smarky. A lot of Smarks are pretending to claim that that MJF Adam Cole segment was good. I'm not saying it was the worst thing I have seen, but let's just say it basically ruins what MJF is supposed to be. He's supposed to be an anti-smart kind of character, yet the guy is praising Adam Cole is really fucking gay. We're also going to talk about AEW Collision with that main event. We're also going to talk about Forbidden Door. What is it? Yeah, AEW Collision. We're going to talk about the main event that's announced, the Forbidden Door, which I'm going to try to I'm going to like repurpose a video. I'm going to like repost what I say on this video and re-upload in a future video just to make a point. And not just that, we're also going to talk about basically like just talking about the show, but just also like this show. Only Smarks would pretend this show was like great because again it caters to Smarks. This show is just basically for the smarky, indie, fucking fat neckbearded mongoloids who think that this is what wrestling is supposed to be. And I hope y'all happy. All you guys like to freaking pretend like, why is Jay White not doing anything? Even though, again, I'm still questioning myself, who the fuck is Jay White? What is this fucking character? We don't really know who the fuck Jay White is besides, oh, but we have to watch New Japan. I don't give a fuck. This is AEW Dynamite. And I hate that, again, yes, we're in that phase that now we have to worry about some stupid shit about, oh, AEW fucking, you know, we have to worry about some fucking Forbidden Door shit, which is about the whole, oh, wow, it's about the one night of the year where fucking AEW and New Japan going at it and blah, 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 blah. Like, I give a flying fuck. Okay? Let's talk about this. So, freaking AEW, I'm gonna start. I might as well start right now, okay? So, AEW Forbidden Door. AEW is gonna do their stupid Forbidden Door show. They did it last year, and you know, fucking bunch of nonsense. There's no story. If anything, all the Smarks pretended to claim that last year's Forbidden Door show was like the best show they ever seen in their fucking goddamn life. Oh yeah, how can I forget? I need to fucking remember back. When I'm trying to, like, the main event, like, the main event was made, for Dynamite, the main event was fucking main event by jobbers who are never gonna be, stars, okay? Let's be fucking for you here. And only Jay White is viewed as a star because he was, like, the main event to New Japan and shit like that. But again, we're talking about AEW here, the main top show. We still don't know who the fuck Jay White is as a fucking character. Oh, but he's Bullet Club Gold. Who gives a fuck? Shut the fuck up. Yeah, AEW a fucking Bullet Club Gold. That's like the AEW, the fucking NWO Silver, but it's fucking like legit, like fucking bunch of jobbers. I remember the NWO Silver was like the worst fucking NWO incarnation. Like, come on. So Forbidden Door is happening. Last year, Smark pretended it was such a great show that, you know, because it was the Smark Jizz Fest. The one night a year that AEW faces fucking New Japan people, which again, it makes no fucking sense. And it's funny that Smarks are being hypocrites. You know, you got hypocrites that, you know, they complain about matches like Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes that have no story. But they're happy for matches, or fucking, you know, Bianca Belair versus fucking Asuka, right? Obviously, I'm not excusing that match with Cody Rhodes and Lesnar. I mean, who gives a shit about Bianca versus Asuka? Like, I don't give a shit about women's goddamn wrestling unless they're hot women. Speaking of fucking women's wrestling, like, this show needs fucking bra and panties, okay? You're TV 14 crying out loud, and you can't have Anna Jay versus Chris Stanley to be like in a bra and panties match. You know, I'll get some bitches in the big black couch and make them go, oh shit, oh shit. Like, come on. You know, like, that you know, that's good stuff. That's what I want to see in my, you know, I'll invite them in a big black couch, make them go, oh shit, but like, for real, like, is that a problem to have, like, fucking some sexuality in wrestling? You're TV 14 for crying out loud. But instead we'll have the women bleed for some dumb fucking reason. We'll have them bleed instead, because apparently that's hot or something. But it's hardcore, and, you know, we're just gonna curse it with her instead of fucking doing actual edgy shit with them taking advantage of TV 14 rating. Again, this shows an example that it's TV 14, but it's not really, like, a cool version of TV 14 show. But besides Marks, it's a fucking dream fucking fest or whatever. It's a fucking smarky dream fest. again, this Forbidden Door shit, there's no story for these matches. And again, who gives a shit about these matches? Because only Smarks are gonna care. And I get it, this is fucking to cater to the fucking Smarks, unfortunately. But again, I want to try to actually like this show. I want to try to actually like AEW. Like, I give this fucking... for you people that say I don't like anything, there are things I do like about AEW. And I would love it that I can actually like AEW. Because, again, we do need competition. Or not just that, we need something... We need a good wrestling show. Let's be fucking honest. Yes, WWE fucking sucks. But to pretend that fucking AEW is any different is fucking a joke. Because AEW is literally the same, or if not even more gayer and smarkier than fucking than WWE. Because again, you have all these these geeks, these nerds that fucking watch this shit and claim this is fucking great. And again, it doesn't help that all these wrestlers now, again, they're just, again, your typical smarky type wrestlers. They're fucking under 5, they're like 5 foot, they're all these vanilla midget fucks. They have no character, no charisma. Oh, but they're great wrestlers. They're not great wrestlers. Oh, Adam Cole saying he, talking about my body, what about my body of work? Motherfucker, you have no body of work. You're boring as fuck. I hate that fucking, that's what he used tonight. That, oh, Adam Cole, he's such a great wrestler. No, he's not. That motherfucker is the most overrated piece of shit I have ever seen in my fucking goddamn life. He's boring. He's terrible. He's not a great wrestler. He doesn't have work rate. The guy just does stupid gay super kicks. And he kicks out more than John fucking Cena. The guy's like more Super Cena than John Cena has been in years. And let's pretend that guy is good, doing gay-ass super kicks, doing kicks and flips and whatever, and doing boring rest holds. Like, and that's a great wrestler. And he doesn't look the part too. He's not credible at all, but we have to pretend that this guy is fucking tough. Get out of town. For fuck's sakes, like, they're all terrible. Every one of these wrestlers are terrible. And it doesn't help that you bring people, again, who no one fucking... Okay, this is the main problem with Forbidden Door. Nobody watches New Japan Pro Wrestling. Okay, that's one of the big problems, too. Nobody fucking watches New Japan Pro Wrestling. Unless you're a fucking Smark who has no fucking life. You're probably a fucking fat neck-bearded mongoloid who has no fucking life. That you're never tired of too much fucking wrestling. You think, even though wrestling sucks nowadays, but you for some reason think it's a great time to be a fan. You're fucking watching Raw. You watch SmackDown and new NXT. You watch fucking probably some stupid show on the network where they still do like main events and superstars. You still watch those stupid shows, but you also watch AEW Dynamite, AEW Rampage, fucking ROH and shit, and you also watch, so happen to find the time to still watch New Japan. Like, that's enough for you. Like, you guys are never tired of watching so many stupid wrestling. Again, there's a problem why I'm not going to do... Again, first of all, there's too much wrestling. And also, there's too much wrestling that sucks. Modern wrestling sucks, but the fact that people are pretending modern wrestling is good, again, you probably never freaking grew up watching the Attitude Era. You probably never watched when wrestling was actually on mainstream. Wrestling's not mainstream anymore. It's catering to fucking smarky fans like yourselves that probably like this shit. Again, no one fucking watches New Japan Pro Wrestling. That is one big problem already there. Okay? That's one big problem. Number 2. No one fucking knows a lot of these fucking wrestlers, okay? And you're bringing people that no one fucking knows besides Smarks. How does that help? Again, it doesn't help that with AEW, a guy like myself is struggling, trying to fucking enjoy the show, trying to fucking, actually understand and know who the fuck these wrestlers are. And that's the problem with wrestling. Like, it doesn't help that AEW, they just assume that we have to fucking know who the fuck these guys are instead of fucking building them up. And that's not what wrestling's supposed to be. Wrestling 101 is supposed to be fucking, developing a character. And that's what wrestling's supposed to be about. Characters and storylines. It's not supposed to be about fucking boring, jobber fest, fucking 5-star indie bullshit-ass match with work rate. Again, wrestling's not supposed to be about some technical work rate bullshit. Okay? It's not supposed to be about technical work rate. Wrestling is supposed to be about characters and storylines. That's like saying, if you're watching a fucking TV show, you have to understand. Like, you have to watch another show to care about another guy's character who's making a cameo of the same character. You see, that shit only works when the show is like popular and they're like, you know, continuing each other, and they're like, you know, in the same channel. Like, if memory serves, like, when I grew up watching Disney Channel, remember when they did That's So Sweet Life with Hannah Montana? You know? Remember when fucking, you know, fucking that, like, Raven, from That's So Raven, she went to the Tipton Hotel, right? For Donna Cavana. You know, she's fucking trying to endorse the fashion or whatever, but she's like the Tipton Hotel with Zach and Cody from Sweet Like Zach and Cody, and then continues the story with that to the next episode because, you know, like with the Zach and Cody show with their episode, she's there from the other show because she, you know, she missed her flight, blah blah blah. It all works. That's where it actually makes sense because again, it's the same fucking channel. Okay, it's the same fucking channel. And they're popular shows. Okay? Not just... But again, when we're talking about with again, another TV show for it. But again, it's like saying, like... You have to understand, with this scenario, it's like your basic... It doesn't help that AEW is not that popular. It's not. It's only popular to the Smarky fan base. If it was popular, it would be getting good ratings. But why you care about ratings? Because again, they do matter, people. It shows if the show is good or not, and not just that. It also shows, like, you know, again, it not just shows like if it's good. It shows like if it's actually fucking, you know, making people actually want to watch. But again, what I'm trying to say when it was viewership, it's like, again, it just goes to show that modern wrestling is suffering so much because, you know, they're not doing what wrestling is supposed to be. You're not being an actual TV show. Again, the whole idea, oh, fucking, you know, it's New Japan versus AEW, and we're gonna, okay, like, we should just care about the matches. Like, motherfuckers, you're not a real sport. I'm not saying that, you know, AEW is fit, you know, wrestling is, you know, it's just fake. Again, we already know that. And it's supposed to be fake. It's not supposed to be real poo bullshit. Okay? Wrestling is supposed to be fake. And I hate that fucking you got these people in Japan that do poor, strong style. That's like saying you're fucking taking a bullet and legit having real bullets because it has to be strong. You have to be strong style because we want to make it look real. Motherfucker, that's stupid. That's the most stupidest art form you could ever do. Wrestling is not supposed to be fucking real. You're supposed to be protecting your wrestlers. It's a fucking live choreographed show. Because again, this is why all these wrestlers are getting injured nowadays. Because you're doing stupid shit like that. You have to fucking protect your wrestlers. Because again, it's fucking a job. But what I'm trying to say is, people are only excited about this and they think they care about matches because they want to act like this is a sport. Like this is an actual sport. It's not an actual sport, you dumb fucks. It's not. I'm sorry, it's not an actual sport. It's not actually real. Again, why are we pretending that this is a sport? That's when people, these weirdo things, because again, you want to pretend you know, you're talking to some guy randomly, like, you watch sports? Yeah, I watch sports, I watch wrestling. They're like, isn't that fake? And then fucking like, no, it's not fake, it's scripted. You know, you gotta say that shit. You guys are just weird because, you know, you're not man enough to watch sports and shit like that. You know, you want to fit in to say, I watch sports, but the thing is, you're like, you know, I'm not saying that there's not, like, you know, there's, when you watch, like, you know, sometimes, sure, sports can be boring. That's the beauty of pro wrestling, where it's supposed to be fake, but it's supposed to be entertaining, you know? You take an aspect of wrestling, which is already a sport of its own. Again, if you want to watch a sport that's wrestling, then why not watch NCAA? Why not fucking watch amateur wrestling? Oh, yeah, because it's boring. Let's be for real. I'm an amateur wrestler. And this is coming from a guy who, like, again, I'm not saying it's fun. It's not a fun sport, and also it's not like this sport that is, like, always fun to watch. Okay? But again, you guys like to pretend you guys are wrestling fans, right? Then why not watch that if you guys like work rates so much? Well, yeah, because you guys find that boring. But yeah, like, you guys want wrestlers, right? You guys want actual wrestlers. Yet you guys don't want, you guys like wrestlers who don't do even wrestling moves. Like, you guys are fans of Adam Cole doesn't even do wrestling moves. All these fucking people who are like vanilla midgets that can't do wrestling moves. They're not actual wrestlers. But you hate guys like Brock Lesnar who is an actual wrestler and shit like that. What's wrong with you fucking people? But what I'm trying to say is that, like, again, this is not a sport, okay? It's not a sport. So stop fucking with that bullshit that, oh, AEW versus New Japan. It's not like they're actually different promotion. Again, they're just different wrestling shows, okay? They're not an actual fucking sports fed where they're fucking competing each other. They're doing some gay-ass fucking partnership together, you know, just to entertain these fucking weirdo smarks that think that, you know, they just want to see men get sweaty without any story and character. Well, why you complain? Who cares? Again, you guys are contradicting yourselves when you guys complain about Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes and all these matches that have no story. But it's okay. We just want to have fun. I swear, y'all the worst wrestling fans were if you guys just want to have fun. Because y'all probably the same fucking people that likes to see gay indie shit in the indies. Like, they're just having fun if like men are kissing each other. If men are fucking using fucking dicks into other men's asses. If they're fucking doing homoerotic bullshit. But yeah, I got news for y'all people. If you like that shit, y'all fucking gay. And y'all the reason why wrestling is gay and why people say wrestling is gay and not cool and whatever. But again, this is not... Also, another problem is, it's not like fucking... And New Japan Pro Wrestling is like a top fucking wrestling promotion. It's really not. Stop pretending it's because it's from Japan. It's not popular. Again, it only makes sense with like WWE. But the thing is, it's not like I want to see... Because first of all, I don't want to see WWE partner with New Japan or AEW. I don't want to see this gay inter-promotional bullshit. Because it's not cool. And they're not really... Let's be honest here. Modern WWE is not getting good ratings. Okay? You're not going to get any good ratings with AEW fucking facing WWE or New Japan. If anything, you'll get lower ratings. Because again, no one fucking knows much about AEW besides Smarky fans. And definitely no one fucking knows what New Japan is unless you're a fucking Smark. You're a legit Smark who probably are just so fat and smelly. And you just don't know... You're just fucking, you know, desperate to society. Okay? Wrestling's not supposed to be about fucking inter-promotional dream matches. You know, for God's sake, dream matches... fucking Okada versus Bryan Danielson is not a dream match. You want to know what's a dream match? Undertaker versus Sting. And the reason why people want to see that match, because they're larger-than-life characters. A dream match is when you... a actual dream match when there's, like, larger-than-life characters and, like, they, you know... there's like their backstories, right? You care about that and the idea of them facing each other, right? They're like similar interests and shit like that, or like similar scenarios. But again, but by that logic, like what I have to say, what I'm trying to say is, any match can be a dream match, okay? Any match could be a fucking dream match, you know. When wrestling was good, any match could be a dream match because of the build, the story. And they make you want to watch. You know, I understand dream matches, some people think it's like, you know, matches that can't properly happen, or matches that they would love to see with certain wrestlers. But again, I've seen like that term dream matches, and you're seeing with smarky wrestlers. Like, these smarky fans are wanting this shit. It's like, why you want to see these matches? Like, only for your gay fucking fantasies and shit. And it's like, they're not even big names. Like, that's the problem. It's like, again, the people are saying this and want to see are fucking weird smarky fans. Nobody wants, like, there's no normal person is gonna fucking want to see Okada, because again, no one knows who the fuck he is. I don't give a shit he's some great New Japan wrestler. Okay, good. But it doesn't mean I give a fuck. I'm sorry. What is this character and shit? Again, this is AEW, people. I'm trying to watch AEW. It doesn't help that again, when you don't bother to make us care about the wrestlers you have. You just debut a person with no reason, no explanation at all, and we're supposed to pretend that you know who he is, and there's no character with that guy. It's bad enough you do that, but then you can bring in for some other guy. But again, it's not like you do this like for one night. For people to say, it's just one night, why does that matter? They do this every year! Not every year, every time anyways. Not even Forbidden Door. They do this basically all year round. So that bullshit argument is basically over. That argument is basically over. It's over. That's a useless argument. Stop saying, oh, because it's just Forbidden Door. 1 year. One time a year. That's bullshit, because they still do these matches. Then why the fuck are these matches happening? And there's no explanation or story. And it happens even outside of Forbidden Door. Same shit. AEW versus ROH, or fucking ROH versus New Japan. They did it just like last week with Rampage, and no one fucking watched it. What does that tell you? I bet you, if you were to do this shit on TV, you think fucking normal fans or some fucking, you know, a person who knows somewhat about wrestling is gonna watch it, unless you're like a weird Smark. And I'm not saying, oh, you know, are you bashing wrestling fans or smarks? I'm not saying wrestling fans are smarks. But you have to understand that a lot of wrestling fans who are from... What makes a smark is basically a wrestling fan who has smarky opinions, okay? That they think they know about wrestling, think that this is good or whatever. Like, it's the type of fan you are that what makes you a smark, okay? Is you think you know everything about wrestling. I know, like I'm saying, I know everything, but I base my shit on facts and logic, okay? I'm not a smark, though. Sure, I'm a hardcore wrestling fan, right? But I'm not a smark because, you know, I'm not fucking, you know, pretending that I know all, like, I'm just basing on what's been said by people who are actually part of the business, and that's, like, actually factual. That's why I mention shit like viewership, ratings, and fucking, you know, all that shit, okay? These people, like, who cares? Just enjoy the show. But yet y'all say that Dynamite gets a fucking million viewership when it does. It's not getting 1 million right now, but you know but just enjoy the show. Y'all hypocrites, okay? So that bullshit army is excuse. Bryan Daniels versus Okada's not some dream match. It's not a true dream match. It's like Undertaker versus Sting. Maybe like fucking, you know, Shawn Michaels versus The Rock. Even Shawn Michaels versus AJ Styles. Like, even though that's not really my dream match, that's like more a Smarky dream match because, you know, Smarks, they like AJ Styles even though he's not really like this great, like, overrated all hell. Again, what I mean by Smarks, like, you guys like all these wrestlers, you overrate them, and also you kind of like them because of weird reasons. You like them because, you know, you can relate to them, and they look like you. Like, a lot of you guys look like Adam Cole's, a lot of you guys look like fucking Kevin Owens, but fatter and shit like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Again, it's smarky. It's really smarky bullshit. But again, when I'm trying to go back with the whole TV show, okay, it's like fucking you're doing a TV show, and we have to pretend to care about a character that is from a TV show that we don't know, we don't watch, but it's on another fucking, I don't know, channel, and it's like, no one really watches it, but we have to pretend to care about it, which makes no sense, okay? Which, you don't see really TV shows doing that, okay? They do it when it actually makes sense. And people can pretend that this is like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But I'm sorry, Marvel Cinematic Universe only works because, you know, they actually make it work. There's like actual proper storytelling, proper build to why they do that. They don't do that in wrestling nowadays. Especially, like, again, it doesn't really work in wrestling. Let's be honest here, this shit only works when it's like WWE versus WCW. That's why when, you know, when WWE brought in WCW wrestlers, it worked because, again, people actually watched WCW. They were competing with WCW. And, you know, WCW was popular. That's why people actually cares about something like that. Okay? And it worked only when, like, you know, when WCW versus WWE happened. Even though, you know, I'm not talking about the invasion. I'm talking about when, like, you know, guys like Goldberg, like, why you don't even need to mention them much. Because people actually knew who the fuck Goldberg was, and you actually showcased them. Even Sting, when he came to WWE, even years later, in 2014, people, like, you know, you can explain much, but it was cool. But again, it's not like they were fucking coming in to just be there one night and face them, you know? They actually got contracts and shit and blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, but doing these indie type shows, again, this is just basically a glorified indie show. This is what the indie does, and it doesn't work. Again, this is not indie promotion, people. This is a TV show. You're the second big. You're lucky. You're the second biggest promotion on television. But again, this is not what you're supposed to do, and you're getting low ratings because of shit like this. This is not what wrestling's supposed to be. And wrestling's not supposed to be about dream matches. It's supposed to be about characters and storylines. You're supposed to have established... Again, no one fucking knows who Okada is, his character and shit. Why should we care? Okay? Again, no one fucking cares. And there's no story. I don't give a fuck it's a dream match. The only reason why you guys want to see it because y'all fucking gay as fuck. Y'all like the, again, what's going to be good about these matches? What makes this match different than all these other matches that happen in AEW? There's going to be fucking kicks and flips. And it's going to be boring fucking technical work rate bullshit. We're going to do boring rest holds. And it's going to be long, boring, 45-minute bullshit match. And people pretend it's going to be good because it's long and blah, blah, blah. And Dave Meltzer's going to give it 5, 6, 7, 8 stars. Okay? That's not what wrestling's supposed... Again, and you guys are listening to guys like Dave Meltzer to act like... And you guys are listening with his opinion to act he's good because, you know, he has, like, anti-W agenda and shit like that. That's not what wrestling's supposed to be, okay? Wrestling's not supposed to be about some smarky dream matches. It's supposed to be about characters and storyline. Storyline needs to matter, okay? And, oh, but it's just one time a year. So, one time a year... Well, yet, it basically happens all over. I don't give a shit because it's just some gay-ass one match that with Brian Okada. That's not an excuse. I don't give a fuck. Wrestling is not cool anymore. And you think fucking this is gonna be cool? Because y'all fucking weird. And then you're gonna pretend, but there is a story. There's literally people. You know, it's funny. You guys complain about, you know, people trying to make a reason for Lesnar and Cody. Y'all literally trying to make a reason for Brian versus fucking Okada. There's no story. Oh, but they're just fighting to be who's the best in the world. Newsflash, that's every fucking match. That's every fucking match's story, really. But again, that's not a real story because, again, your fucking story, if I'm wrestling a match, because again, that's what we do. I wrestled in high school and college. You're wrestling to see who's the better member of the fucking each team. And you're trying to advance to be the best. But again, that's boring. That's not like a cool thing. People, you gotta fight for championships and shit like that, you know, fight for a reason. Like, but again, I don't care. Like, again, this is some gay smarky shit. But again, that's not a real story, people. That's every fucking match, first of all. You don't think that's fucking Brock and Cody? Oh, but then that's not a real story, you guys would probably say. That's not a storyline. That's not a legit story. That's not a good reason to have a match. So, and it also doesn't help when every wrestler in AEW, or just every wrestler in Monday, like, you know, when they come out and say, I'm the best wrestler in the world, I want the title, and blah, blah, blah. That, like, they cut the stupid same fucking promo trying to say, I'm the best in the world, and blah, blah, blah. I'm the best in everything I do, and all this shit, you know. They're gonna say that fucking shit where, I'm the best in the world. You know, gonna be a CM Punk, gonna be a Chris Jericho's. They're gonna say that shit. You know? Like, enough. That's not a good story. Okay? Like, and you guys don't care about story, and you guys only just care about smart. Again, you only care about, like, matches like Okada versus, because you guys have some weird fetish about Japan, and you guys have weird fetish about fucking wrestlers who don't look the same, who don't look like fucking wrestlers. I'm not saying, like, oh, no, why you just want to see wrestlers who look like, you know, like hot ball. No, that's not what wrestling, again, like, I like Eddie Guerrero, but the reason why people like Eddie Guerrero, because he had a character. The reason why, like, we like, why, like, you know, shit like that, like, it's important to have credibility, like, look the part, because, again, have the part, to be credible. It doesn't help that wrestling nowadays lack believability. But, again, if you have a good story, then people would care. But, again, this match has no story. A lot of these matches Forbidden won't have a story. A lot of these fucking Smarky Dream matches don't have a story. They're just fucking matches that Smarks want to see because they like to see the same type of... Again, all these wrestlers are the same style, the same bullshit, but again, it's not like it's good style. They all do these kicks and flips and they're doing boring wrestles. They're not really that good wrestlers. They're boring as fuck. They're killing wrestling with their fucking smarkiness, catering to Smarks, and having the same gay-ass style, kicks and flips and shit. And, you know, it doesn't help they're all boring and can't cut a promo. And again, it's New Japan Pro Wrestling too. You're fucking... These people can't speak English. Why are we having a fucking interpromotion with a company that doesn't speak English? Come on. How does that make any fucking sense? How does that make any fucking sense? It does not. That's the thing. But y'all don't care because y'all like to see weird shit because y'all fucking weird wrestling fans. Y'all the reason why wrestling is dead because you're smarkiness. Oh, but you're not the hardcore fans. Y'all the weird type of the hardcore fans. Y'all, that's why y'all called Smarks. Okay? You're not the fucking, you know, you're just the you're Smarks. Alright? Like, I'm actually an actual wrestling fan. You know, I watch wrestling for years. I watched fucking, you know, obviously I watched WWE since I was born. You know, WCW was around, but it was like but if anything, we like, you know, WWE was basically beating WCW by the time I was born, okay? And then WCW died by then seeing clips on YouTube, okay? I then watched TNA, but then it fucking became the shit fest it is now. And yes, I'm watching now AEW. And guess what? Modern wrestling just sucks. And it doesn't help that, again, a lot of wrestling nowadays, they are lacking stories. And it's just about technical work rate bullshit. That's not what wrestling's supposed to be. Like, again, by logic, if you have a good story, then any match could be a dream match. Even a match like fucking... What's a match? Like, you know, a fucking match like fucking, I would say, like a match that, like, when you have a good story going on. Undertaker versus fucking... Like, Edge. Undertaker versus Edge. Because of the story they had. It made you want to see a match with them. They have a one-on-one match at WrestleMania. Okay? Undertaker versus Batista. Because of the build and story. Undertaker versus Randy Orton. Fucking Triple H, Shawn Michaels. Okay? Triple H versus fucking A. Even, like, there's a lot. Cena versus CM Punk. You know, became a dream match. A lot of these matches over these Rock and Austin, I'm trying to think like one match, a match that happened only one time, but it became a dream match. It was a dream match that came true. You can even say Triple H versus Sting, okay? Triple H versus Sting became a dream match. People were wanting to see Undertaker versus Sting, right? Well, I didn't mind seeing Sting versus Triple H. It became a dream match because of the story, because of the build. I'm not saying the build was so great, but I wanted to see that match because, you know, Sting, he's a larger-like character, right? And he finally came to WWE. You got one of the faces of WWE, Triple H. You know, Sting got Triple H out of the power. That made Triple H angry. That became a dream match. I wanted to see that match since Survivor Series, and I like that's a match for WrestleMania. If we can't get that, if we can't get the Taker versus Sting that year, then fine, I don't have a problem. That's a match I want to see, honestly, more than Taker and Taker and Sting at the moment, because of the story. And that's how a match becomes a dream match. Okay? Edge versus Seth Rollins was kind of a dream match as well. And it became a dream match because of what happened at 2014 where Rollins doing what he did. And then fucking when Edge came back, that became a dream match. That's a dream match. And that honestly became true. And guess what? They had great matches. And I'm not a big Seth Rollins fan. Or I'm not currently a big Seth Rollins fan. I'm more of fucking the Seth Rollins fan in the Shield because that's when he was actually a badass. Now he's just fucking gay. But, hey, that's a dream match feud. That's a dream feud. Now, I hope you guys are getting what I'm saying. Okay? Because the stories matter. And that's how storylines become dream matches. Okay? Alright, let's talk about AEW, okay, because I'm running out of time with my camera. So the show started with Orange Cassidy defeating George Strickland. He always opens the show. That's how they always open the show with. This guy always wins, but I mean, who gives a shit? Okay, so yeah, this entire show was basically a bunch of fucking Smarky Jizz Fest bullshit. I don't give a shit about this match. There's no story, you know. I don't give a fuck. Then, again, who the fuck are these people that the embassy... I don't fucking know who these people are. They go in to attack Orange Cassidy, or whatever. It's something about... Again, this is the problem. You're going to do Forbidden Door. You're going to have ROH people? Come on. Whatever. The Mogul embassy comes up, beat down Orange Cassidy, but then lights go out. I was, like, worried. Is this going to be some New Japan shit? Is this going to be probably some fucking person that we don't fucking know that's debuting, and they have to get the blackout because you gotta pretend that's cool, they're gonna try to be like Undertaker or whatever. But, you know, hey, it's actually somebody we know, and it works when they do blackouts. It's Sting, which I'm actually happy that, you know, that happened. So Sting and Darby, they came to save Orange Cassidy. I didn't mind that. So that was like one of my only favorite things of the show. Bryan Danielson comes out, he claims he's once a lifetime performer, will prove that he's a better than Okada ever was. I cannot wait for this. Whatever, shut up. You're a fucking faggot. Injected with my vein. You're a fucking faggot. Here's another dream match that I would love to see: Eddie Guerrero versus Shawn Michaels. Oh, and in his face, I'm just quoting Danielson. That's a dream match. And it said he would never see that match, but you couldn't tell it could be good because they're larger-than-life characters, and their story would be fucking awesome. Okay? Okay, so yeah, there's some big package like Okada. You know, they make it official that they're gonna do Okada versus Bryan Danielson or whatever. The Blackpool Combat Club, they defeated Best Friends or whatever, these fucking like jobbers. But again, this match was longer than it needed to be. It just makes Blackpool Combat Club look weak. It just they get beat up, whatever. After the match, Hangman Page and the Young Bucks appear. They said, you know, nice match, not that we didn't see. Which, they basically quoted what I basically would do. Like, I don't give a shit about these matches. I barely care anyway. So, like, nice match, barely care. It's like, that kind of like buries your show right there, you know? But yeah, Hangman Page and the Young Bucks appeared and they challenged the I keep saying BBC. The fucking challenged the Blackpool Combat Club to a match next week. Because you got it next week, it's in Washington where it all began. Like, who gives a shit where it all began? It's like, try to actually a story. How about that? Okay, let's talk about this because this is the main thing, and hopefully I don't run out of time with my camera. MJ is out in trashes Colorado. He says he's bored because there's no competition for him in AEW. I was worried it's going to be some bullshit that it's going to be a wrestler from New Japan coming out. There's no competition, but Adam Cole comes like, oh man, even worse. Like really, Adam Cole versus MJF. I know all the Smarks praise this segment. I'm going to talk about why. I'm going to give my thoughts on this. He was about to do the Adam Cole baby, but then MJ cuts him off. He says, you know, I didn't care about, I'm a fan of Cole since I saw Cole in ROH. Like, really? I thought you were anti-Smark. Okay, this basically ruined MJF's character. I thought you were anti-Smark. You're not supposed to like you're not supposed to like the indies. You're not supposed to like anything about it. You're supposed to be like against the indies. Yet he's praising Adam Cole, who's like basically everything that an indie wrestler is, and he praises Adam Cole. Like, how does that make any sense? This is why I don't like MJF as much as people like in the anti-Smark community or whatever. I mean, I'm not anti-Smark. I'm just like a guy who hates Smarks and, want wrestling to get better. And I do think MJ's pretty overrated. I'm not saying, I do think compared to everybody, he is one of the guys that actually try. It's just a darn shame that so much for him being anti-Smark, a guy who hates the indies and hates fucking Smarky type wrestlers, yet the guy ends up being acts like a Smarks sometime. Like, how does that make any fucking sense? He says, ROH sucked because it was still the indie jabronis, but I kept watching because of Cole. I watched the CCW run and you're impressed me when I became the wrestler. It made me train to be just like, how does that make any fucking sense? You're praising Adam Cole. Like, really? You're like better than Adam Cole. Come on. He says that Cole even became the greatest world champion down in Florida and was Shawn Michaels' hand-picked student and was undisputed. Like, ugh. Andrew talks about how he went to CZW, and then AEW, and hopes that that Cole would come to AEW so they can have a match. But then MJ's questions what happened to Adam Cole and calls him the Panama's Bean Boy for playing Twitch, and that Britt leaves the house with Cole's balls in her purse and makes fun of Cole's current physique and makes crackheads jealous. MJ says that everyone's complained about AEW not showcasing him and tells those people that they're wrong. MJF says that the way AEW makes him look good is that in the very ring, they ring a bell. MJ says Cole only made to jump because of Vince McMahon and because he didn't see the potential in Adam Cole. And now that Cole is in the ring with him, he thinks Vince is right. So, you know, all the Smarks, you know, they gotta be, MJ's such a great heel because he mentioned Vince McMahon, you know, he's evil. Because, you know, because they all hate McMahon, they think he's evil and a killer wrestling, even though the guy made wrestling where it is today. Oh, but, you know, he should be canceled and blah, blah, fuck you, like, you fucking Smarks. Cole says MJF came across as a toxic social media troll, even though your fucking Smarky fans are, like, more, like, trolls than ever. But again, like, just because we speak the truth, apparently we're trolls. Cole says MJF is obsessed with other people's relationship because he can't hold a relationship, whatever. I mean, it would be nice, like, why not actually fucking joke about maybe I can please your woman better? Like, why not MJF does that? Like, whatever. Cole makes claims that MJF takes steroids to get the body he has, and says that, you know, you can't get the body like, you know, whatever. You're make fun of my body because of my body of work and blah, blah, blah. I mean, who fucking cares? It's not like fucking, you know, like, steroids. It's like, you again, this is a fucking, you're supposed to look the part. Whatever, he says that he and MJF are nothing alike, and he actually is respected. And MJ says that's tough talk because from Keith Lee's manager, which they get it, you know, Smarks were angry about that. Which, like, it's funny how he mentioned that, which I don't mind, you know. Cole laughs because MJ would rather throw insults than fight him, you know, because, oh, apparently apparently he's very threatening that MJ is scared of Adam Cole. Like, how does that make any fucking sense? With whatever, I don't fucking know. All you know that this fucking segment, oh, he mentions WWE, he mentions Vince McMahon, you know, oh, Keith Lee's manager and shit. It just, like, again, Adam Cole should have just looked like a bitch. Again, if anything, this also proved that Adam Cole can't really talk. Just because he says some things that, oh, MJ steroids and whatever, apparently that's an insult. Again, it's an example of a guy being unfunny. Like an uncharismatic guy trying to be funny and edgy when you're not actually funny or edgy because you don't have the charisma. Adam Cole is basically that guy, kind of guy. He doesn't have the charisma and can't really talk to really save his fucking life. He's, like, struggling to fucking try and insult MJF. At least with MJF, he could actually try to insult you for fuck's sakes. And then for some reason, MJ has to be fucking angry, intimidated by this guy because, oh, he's scared. And then MJ says, like, any time of the week, blah, 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 he'll face Cole. And then, you know, Cole says, like, you know, good, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm so, whatever. I don't even give a fuck. Jungle Hook defeats JFL, whatever the fuck this means, whatever. A tornado tag match. They sadly didn't care, but whatever. The main event for Collision is announced. And it's Jay White, Juice Robinson, and Samoa Joe versus FTR and CM Punk. Why? Why is this the match? How does this make any fucking sense? I'm sorry, but this is the most smarkiest... Okay, this is supposed to be the debut of Collision, and it should be the biggest match possible. Like... And apparently rumors, oh, because CM Punk want to work with Jay White and Samoa Joe and blah, blah, blah. Why Jay White? Again, no one fucking knows who Jay White is besides Smarks, and how does that make any sense? Like, maybe down the line, even though no one cares. But, again, Samoa Joe, like, why? Because of something boys based on their feudals of ROH. Again, this is supposed to be the biggest fucking your biggest your new big show. It should at least be MJF versus CM Punk. Okay? For the world title. Why not? That's the biggest match you could do. You should be doing the biggest match possible. Why not do that? Then maybe that way you could have Samoa Joe cost CM Punk the match. That way he doesn't become the champion. It could lead to a feud like that. But apparently, oh, because CM Punk is injured, like, could get injured. If you're going to do something where maybe they're face the Elite. Mention the media scrum, and that way it builds intrigue to make people actually want this shit. If you want to save that match for All In, then you do maybe CM Punk FTR versus the Blackpool Combat Club, and that could lead some shit with the Elite to advance something in the future. But again, the biggest match for, again, I understand they're doing some gay shit with Adam Cole, whatever, with MJF, but you should be doing, why not, CM Punk versus MJF? That should be the biggest match possible. Do the biggest match possible. Make people intrigued. Why isn't the world title on life for this shit? Why not? Yeah, let's get a 6-man tag that only Smarks would pretend to care about, and it's not even that big a match to do. Like, come on. Konosuke Takeshita defeats some jobber, then fucking gets hyped up by Don Callis that, you know, oh, because he has heel heat or whatever, getting booed and whatever. And then Callis says, this is old Kenny's fault and blah, blah, blah. And he's going to try to cut it, whatever. Chris Stanley defeats Anna J.S. This should have been a Braun Panties match or whatever, but yeah, whatever. I mean, ugh, whatever. The match was long and there's no story. Who gives a shit, whatever. Luchasaurus and Christian Cage attacks Arn Anderson stunned. But remember when they fucking mentioned Brock Anderson? People thought it would be Brock Lesnar. Look at this guy. This guy is nothing. What's now? So next week, MJF versus Adam Cole in an eliminator match. So this is basically AEW's version of championship contenders match, which again, wow, so much for, you know, again, wasn't like doing that, like, let's fight for the title, and then, like, he accept, and then you're doing a non-title, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I just hope that MJ wins and doesn't lead to fucking some Adam Cole shit. Sorry, my camera cut off, so I have to use now the other camera, which I'm going to combine later, so I sadly run out of time. But hey, so this is now going to be a late out of date review because I'm uploading this video late. But yeah, fucking Adam Cole, Gay versus MJF in a championship eliminator bullshit. It's announced for next week. Tony Storm versus the winner of some stupid Rampage Fatal 4-way match. Blackpool Combat Club versus Hangman Page and the Young Bucks, and Darby Allin, Sting, and Keith Lee versus Orange Cassidy versus the Mogul Embassy or whatever. And the main event, which is literally a bunch of jobbers main event, which again is a jobbers main event in this show. Because who the fuck gives a shit about gay ass absolute gay faggot Ricky Starks? Who gives a shit about Jay White? When again, no one fucking knows the fuck. If you're besides Smarks, who the fuck is Jay White? What's his character? It makes no sense. Whatever. Oh, but Bullet Club Gold. Yeah, that's like fucking, again, like I said, it's the NWO Silver. But yeah, fucking, you know, yeah, fucking. Oh, but again, who did not see, again, Jay White is going to be, they basically already announced that he was going to win anyways, because they announced, oh, Jay White versus, again, it's going to be fucking Jay White main eventing Collision. They basically, like, told you that he was going to win anyways. But again, like, why is he facing CM Punk? Just because apparently, you know, there's rumors that CM Punk wants to work with Jay White does not mean that should be the first match. Again, how is it okay, the second coming of CM Punk, how is it that you make Darby Allin make more sense to face CM Punk when literally CM Punk, he comes back, you know, says what he says, and like, I want to face Darby Allin because you're a kid that I could, you know, you remind me of whatever, me and whatever, you're a tough guy and blah, blah, blah. Like, how does that make more sense? Especially, if anything, it made more sense because, you know, Darby Allin, apparently before that match, he mentioned, like, oh, if you're the best in the world, challenge me and blah, blah, blah. So that kind of planted something. And not just that, like Darby Allin was actually showcased on the show. He was one of the main people on AEW. Again, Jay White just came to AEW, even though he was, like, there last year or whatever, with this Forbidden Door gay shit. But which I don't get why he's some big get and why we should worry that this guy was going to WWE anyways. But seriously, Jay White was barely on AEW. I forgot. I mean, I'm thirsty, man. Grab your cold clothes, bring my this 5 minutes bitches go. Oh shit, okay? Fuck. I need this. Oh shit. Like, how is it? Like, again, and it's not just him. It's Juice Robinson. It's also Samoa Joe, who is, like, one of the bigger stars of this match, alongside CM Punk. And he's barely on AEW. So Samoa Joe, who hasn't been on AEW for how many weeks, he's part of the main event against CM Punk? How does that make any fucking sense? He was barely on AEW, but oh, he's wasting time in fucking stupid ROH. Why is he not on AEW? Like, that's so stupid. That's like saying you're debuting a new show. That's like if WWE was to debut a new big show, even though they have SmackDown. Let's say SmackDown no longer exists or whatever. Or they're moving to a new fucking show. They're moving to a new night. Even though I don't want to see Friday. There's rumors that SmackDown is moving. nights, if they leave Fox, which I totally don't want that to happen. I'm okay with them having Friday Night SmackDown. I think that's like, whatever. It's fine. And obviously I don't like the idea that if it's going to go 3 hours, and I don't like also, like, they even think about probably moving Raw to a different night, if it's something with some contracts. Like, no. Monday Night Raw has become like a staple. Like, no, that's stupid. For like 30 years, you're going to move it to a different night? Get the fuck out. What I would do, again, like, for God's sakes, like, that's like saying if Monday Night, let's say if fucking SmackDown was to even move on a different show, and you do like, it's gonna be a big episode, the biggest episode on this channel, and then you do instead of doing, like, say, like a title match, right? Or, something. Okay, let's just say, like, SmackDown, you're gonna know with SmackDown. Let's say if WWE was to start a new show, they're bringing back an old show like Heat, right? If they're bringing back Heat, and they do for that new show Heat, right? The main event will be a 6-man tag instead of like a title match, which would be, like, theory would be nice. Like, imagine if, let's say, Roman Reigns was to face like Cody Rhodes or something. Instead of that, you do fucking a 6-man tag with the returning fucking John Cena, maybe? I don't know. But he teams up with, I don't know. He teams up with fucking, what are the tag champs? Same as in Kevin Owens. But they face, like, Pretty Deadly and, Pretty Deadly and, JD McDonough. How is that big enough for your new show Heat? Or if you're bringing back Heat, right? Let's say that. If you do Sunday Night Heat, you bring that back. And we're supposed to pretend to care about that show. It's going to be the biggest flagship show for Sunday nights. And you do that as as the main event. You think people are going to really give a shit about that? Let's be for real here. Come on. That's the main event. That's basically what it kind of seems like, in theory. Like, come on. That's basically what it is. It's not a top match. Like, if you want to make that main event make sense, or if you want to do a 6-man tag with CM Punk, you have CM Punk and maybe FTR, whatever, who cares? They face the Blackpool Combat Club. They maybe face even the Elite. Like, you do that match, you bring up the media scrum, you do it that night. Or, again, what I would have done, instead of this gay Adam Cole shit, I would do this whole build with CM Punk and MJF. I would do MJF versus CM Punk at that show for Collision. And you want to do some stupid shit with Samoa Joe? Samoa Joe fucking helps MJF win the match, or he fucking costs CM Punk from winning the title. Maybe he fucking costs, he have MJF, he'll keep the title, by costing Punk the match by disqualification or something. And then, that's where you could lead to the feud with Punk and Joe. Because apparently there's rumors they want to do a feud with each other. And, CM Punk, CM Punk never beat Samoa Joe. You could do stuff like that. You could mention that. And you could mention how Samoa Joe got paid by MJF to protect his title and shit. Right? Is it that hard? I don't even think that's hard. Does that mean CM Punk loses? No, you could do, CM Punk wins by disqualification. Or something. I don't know, something. Something! It's not hard. I don't think it's a problem having him lose, honestly, just by helping MJF win, getting a win, and I don't think it's a problem. Is it that hard? Again, you want to Punk never beat Samoa Joe, you could do stuff like that. You could mention that, and you could mention how Samoa Joe got paid by MJF to protect his title and shit, right? Is it that hard? I don't even think that's hard. Does that mean CM Punk loses? No, you could do, CM Punk wins by disqualification. Or something. I don't know, something. Something! It's not hard. I don't think it's a problem having him lose, honestly, just by helping MJF win, getting a win, and I don't think it's a problem. Is it that hard? Again, You want to establish this show to be big time. But yet you're not going to do it. Heck, what? You're not also going to do maybe Adam Cole versus MJF on that night? What are you going to do on that Saturday show? What are you doing for that Saturday show? How are you going to make it that intriguing? And I'm sorry, I'm not intrigued for fucking CM Punk, Team Punk versus Team whatever, that stupid Bullet Club Gold shit. Because again, who gives a shit about Jay White and whatever? It's again, two people who are not stars, and why should I care? One of them is an indie star, but why should I care? It's not like a story. Again, there's no story for that too. At least if you were to do Punk versus MJF, there's a story. And not just that, or there's that backstory, that issue that people know of, the media scrum, if you were to do something with Kenny and the Young Bucks. Or you could do something. Well, how do you make fucking either them versus the Blackpool Combat Club make sense? Again, you have that backstory with John Moxley. And not just that, you could do something where, the whole, the media scrum, and you mentioned that, you have that, correlate with the elite correlate their issues with the Blackpool Combat Club, and they correlate with CM Punk, where they're all involved. That makes more sense for the main event. Come on, what are you doing? You're just carrying the Smarks, that's the problem. And again, that whole Adam Cole, that fucking Adam Cole MJF shit was fucking Smarky as his finest. It was not great. Just because, they mentioned Vince McMahon. Again, that fake shoot fucking segment. It doesn't help that fucking, again, with Adam Cole, I'm not a big fan of Adam Cole. I just think the guy is gay and as all hell, and he's one of the most boring, shitty wrestlers. He's the most overrated wrestler ever, and the fact that people pretend he's some great fucking wrestler, that MJ can't lace my boots, fuck off. If anything, MJ's way better as a wrestler than you. At least MJ does wrestling moves. You just do your stupid Shining Wizard, your stupid gay kicks, and you're not great. You're fucking boring as fuck. If anything, fucking Britt Baker's with you because you look like a fucking. You're gay as fuck, but you're that fucking person to give them a dildo. You're basically the human life dildo, okay? You have a fucking penis, but you come off as a fucking most feminine looking dude. She's probably fucking secretly lesbian, which is not a problem. She's divided my big black house. You could bring her, chick with a fucking legit, you could bring a girlfriend who's actually a girl too, and so it'll be a good time in the Zoom's big black couch. But seriously, Adam Cole, you're a fucking fag. You rather kiss your fucking gay young bucks or whatever. And you're boring as fuck. God. So that was my thoughts on the whole Forbidden Door shit. That's my review for this entire show. It was pretty fucking boring. That's my thoughts on the whole Collision fucking mentioning. The whole Collision Main Event announcement, the whole stupid fucking interaction with Adam Cole and MJF, where Smarks pretend that's the greatest thing. If anything, again, CM Punk versus MJF, their interaction, their promo off was way better than this. At least with CM Punk, or not, he can actually cut a promo, okay? I will give that with CM Punk. That's why I do like CM Punk, and I don't hate him as much as a lot of anti-Smarks or people who hate Smarks do. Again, but I do think CM Punk's overrated though, but just that's what needs to be said. I just want to see people just keep real. Do games closed. My missus, bitches go, oh shit, oh shit. That's what I want to say. Till next time. Peace.